All right, guys. So breaking news: Everton has been fined. Rather, they've actually been they've been deducted 10 points, going by the FFP violation. Yeah. So basically, that if you look at the table right now, they're actually 14. So basically, that takes them to 19. Yes, on the relegation, below the relegation line. So Kwame, you're actually just reading an article. We were actually just going through it a couple of minutes ago. So
Yeah.
do you think? I mean, what do you make of this?
Okay, I think it's good and bad. I just feel like they have selective amnesia when it comes to certain clubs. Like I feel like Chelsea have danced around the FFP rules. So has Man City, and so it feels a bit unfair that they are using a smaller team as a scapegoat. Though I feel like FFP is good because it allows other smaller clubs to compete. You see, like right now, there's a potential that Man City might miss out on the next Champions League spot because, according to UEFA rules, two clubs cannot enter the UEFA Champions League if they are owned by the same person. So Girona in Spain right now is topping the Spanish league, and Girona is owned by the same owner as Man City.
Man City, yeah.
So there's a likelihood that one of them they will have to decide which one will represent in the Champions League, because they're trying to avoid a situation where because of the deep pockets of rich people, they can buy clubs all over the world, and they end up having all their teams going to the Champions League and probably having a higher chance of winning, and so they can control the whole process. You see, so FFP is a necessary evil. I just feel that richer people have better advantages in terms of flouting the rules.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. By the way, FFP is good because even if you look at the Premier League, somehow, by the way, there's the Premier League is the Premier League right now because there's some sense of competitiveness. Yeah, that's why you find like even teams in the relegation, but they can really give you a hard time. Why? Finances are distributed somehow equally. Yeah. The only thing that now with these FFP rules, like you said, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time. Good thing in the sense that it also makes the Premier League competitive because finances are distributed somewhat evenly. The bad thing is, and this is just my own personal thoughts. Yeah, I feel like right now Man City, but they have 115 breaches. Yeah, and if you look at the speed that FAP has gone, that is with Everton, because Everton is a big club.
Punish them, yeah, so quick.
Yeah, it's been so quick. But then if you look at Man City, if you look at a team like Chelsea, Man City has 115 breaches. Do you mean all this time? By the way, they haven't even. Is it because these guys are financially, have a financial? They're big financially. Could that be the reason?
Yeah.
So like, for me, it doesn't make sense.
According to me, that's the only reason. Because why are they hurting only specific teams?
Yeah,
and they are not hurting, the big teams, because the big teams seem to always find a way of surviving,
of navigating through it.
time. Yeah, it's not. I feel like it's not fair at all. Yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not fair at all. So now, this actually makes it quite interesting because looking at where now Everton is, though Everton for the past 2 seasons they've always had a way by those surviving relegation. So like, hopefully we should.
I think this will be tough, man. Unless
I don't think it will be tough.
I think it will be tough for them. It will be tough for them to survive because if with Luton and Burnley, unless they just lose all their games, I feel like Everton is going to face now relegation for real now, because they've been struggling and scraping through. But 10 points. 10 points is crazy.
10 points is massive.
And then the players will players will lose motivation.
Yeah, okay. Now that's the thing. They might actually face relegation, but looking at Sheffield, looking at Luton, looking at Burnley, they're extremely poor. So like I think if these guys just organize themselves, just put their act together, basically, I know it's quite depressing to the players right now because you can imagine all the hard work. It's just like me right now with all these videos they've been doing on YouTube and whatnot. Then somebody just comes from somewhere and then all of a sudden burns your channel. It takes a lot of mental strength, so I can imagine what the players are actually going through right now. So I feel like Sean Dyke, of course, with his experience, and looking at the Everton has been playing this season, they might survive this. Good news is to Everton, they still have a chance to appeal. Though it will be quite interesting in the sense that if they appeal, then the decision still goes against them. That is going to be very difficult for them. I'm sure even the fine probably might be uh, increased. But now with these FFP rules, yes, Kwame, go ahead.
I'm saying I suspect that this could also be just politics. Politics how? Right now, they're trying to take away the attention from the bad mistakes. So Everton appeals, then instead of giving them 10 points deduction, they give them 3 points deduction. And then that story is closed. You see, that's also another way of just diverting attention.
Yeah.
And I feel like we see it even in other countries. This politics, I feel like it's politics. It's politics. There's a likelihood that Everton might appeal, and because they don't want, because you see, if they hurt Everton, there's a possibility of they're setting a precedent. You've had Brighton and some other teams. I think Brighton and which other team? I think there was Brighton and another team who threatened to sue. If these rules are not applied for everyone, because if they set a precedent and take 10 points away, then all these other clubs can use that as a precedent and try to sue the FA for selective, rule, punishment. So I feel like they should just kick out the politics, because for me, I'm really not interested in the politics as a fan. I'm not interested in the politics. I just want a fair game, like a situation where a club can come from zero, grow, win the league, participate in the Premier League. So some can go down, some can go up, so that we enjoy the competitiveness. But if money can buy yourself, you can buy yourself out of situations with money, then that means it's very hard for upcoming teams to survive. Because I mean, you've seen there's some clubs that have investments in, like Man City has a team in France, has a team in Spain, has a team in the Premier League. And I know if they were allowed, they could have even more than one team. So essentially, if the rich can decide to just run the whole league because they have all the players, are on their payroll, So
it destroys the game.
It destroys the game, the competition.
So
I feel like FFP allows a team like Leicester, like Brighton. Otherwise, we'd never had a Brighton, because Brighton has changed the face of football. Bayer Leverkusen has changed. Bayer Leverkusen was almost facing relegation, but just because they got a good coach, they invested wisely. Now they're challenging for the Bundesliga. So we need that kind of competitiveness and fairness, at least to a fair degree. Otherwise, all the rich clubs will just buy clubs and control everything.
So my take is just scrap the politics, but they out of the Premier League, and be fair. I mean, like even somebody was saying earlier on, I mean, if the speed that these guys have actually used by them to go for the Everton's case, that's the same speed that they should go for. That's the same speed, but then they should go for Man City and Chelsea.
Man United.
Yeah.
Because
so anyway,
look at the amount of sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You're saying
I was
something.
saying when you look
I was actually just
when you look at the money that Man United, at least Arsenal try to balance their books well. But when you look at Man United, when you look at Chelsea, when you look at a lot of these big clubs, like look at like Pogba. He was bought for so much money. He was a waste. Sold. Lukaku bought waste. How do they cover their books with those losses? Because some of those players, they didn't get the money they're supposed to get, and a whole bunch of money just disappeared like that. So I feel like it's politics, because they know if they are too strict, these people say they'll take their money and go, then the Premier League will have no. But now they are trying to bully the smaller team, which I think is very unfair.
Yeah.
But I'm like, still, let's watch this space, because I feel like we don't know everything. They're just trying to distract, because the referees have been under a lot of heat the last 2-3 weeks. So sometimes how politicians play the game, they are going to divert their attention to Everton. Now the discussion will be Everton and not the referees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a crazy time.
Yeah, it's a crazy time. Anyway, thoughts in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Sure you smash, share, like the video. Guys, will be seeing you in the next one. Kwame, thank you for pulling up. I'll be seeing you in the next one.
Super. Excellent.
All right.
Arsenalia!